Hi, my name is Tina Marie Michaels, and I guess the bulk of my story started about a year ago. They had the She Is Brave conference, women's conference, and I normally avoided those like the plague. I don't do well around women. Actually, I was pretty afraid of them. My world had always been the world of men, construction, working on cars. It was a safer world because there wasn't much emotion. My life was in a really rough spot and I needed to be with God. And God made it very clear He wanted me to go. So I took the last of my money and I bought a spot in the She Is Brave ministry, and I went there pretty broken. The months prior to the She Is Brave, starting in February, I had been living with my son for over a year. Some relationship issues that we had came to a head to the point that I felt I had to leave, and so that relationship ended up by June being severed, and that was my choice. A choice I regretted later, but at the moment I thought it was best. I was just at a loss of where to go and what to do, and loving God, and realized at that moment that I had made a mess that I thought God had been directing, and I realized I had been directing, and I had been directing according to protections and bad guesses. And so I finally, for the first time, it entered my mind to ask Him what He wanted. I went into a little closet I had cleared out in the guest room and just said, God, what do I do? Where do I go? I know I've made a mess. What am I supposed to do now? And He just put it on my heart to call my counselor at the church, at the Rock. And so I just was calling her to say, okay, I set an appointment. Oh, and by the way, does the Rock do anything for housing? I think I need somewhere to live. And because I had lost my job in that as well. I was working as a contractor for the government, and that contract they thought would renew did not renew. My counselor told me, well, it just so happens I have a ministry called Strong Towers. So she showed me a room, and as soon as I saw that room, I was realizing this is what I need to do. And starting from day one, I did Servolution, which was great, connected with some people, and then went to my room, and I knew God was saying, okay, we're going to deal with your child. And I did not want to go there first because that was the most painful. But He showed me that my son was purely asking me to be a mother, and I wasn't able to. I had been so protected and so guarded that I never gave him my heart. I never gave him a good mother's love. The awesome thing was, as he's showing where I did things wrong, I knew in my heart that it wasn't just condemnation, that it was going to follow with healing. I had already known that He was a redemptive God, so I knew that if He was showing me this, that He was somehow going to work in my son's life to restore him as if I had been a good mother from the beginning. My value does not come from who I'm with. It does not come from my family. It does not come from what kind of mother I am. It comes from the Creator of the universe thinks I'm amazing and He loves me, and that's enough. And living for Him is enough. And that changed so much, because then my decisions and my outlook on life came from a place of security for the first time. I guess the pieces are coming to a really good place where I'm still at the Strong Tower. I've been there a year now. My finances are in a much better place. And I just really look forward to serving in the ministries. I went to this She-Rev that they just had as someone serving in it with the women, so it was great. I would not be here today if it weren't for the Rock, if it weren't for the ministries that they have. I can't imagine this not growing. I can't imagine this not happening, getting in the middle of the city, more accessible, more resources, touching more lives. So there's more like me that can be restored.